Hey guys, it's Mark from parkflyers.com. Today we're looking at the 2022 Arrma Outcast. So this is going to be my top pick for the year. One of my favorite cars that I've driven. I usually don't like cars that are like this, cars that are short wheelbase that pull wheelies all the time. There's a couple reasons why I do like this one. Now Arrma definitely took their time with this. This has a tremendous amount of improvements over the old one, and we're going to go over some of them in this review, and we're going to let you know why I think this is ultimately the most fun car I've driven in a while. You know, I own a hobby shop. I have over 200 cars in stock. I get to drive everything, and you know, it starts to get a little boring after a while, I'll be honest, but with this car, it is refreshing. It's something that I definitely consider one of the best cars, one of the most fun cars to drive, and that I've driven the entire year. And the Kraton 4S is going to be a little bit behind this one, but it's not going to be far off. Same type of weight, same type of components, just a little bit longer chassis and a little bit different driving. But this car, so let me get into the nitty gritty here. So this car is about 8 pounds. It's got a 4S speed control in it. You can run this. I mean, the gearing that it comes with is perfect. It's kind of like they were setting it up at the factory and we're playing with different ratios, and they really hone the car with, you know, the punch control. The pinion is perfect out of the gate. You don't really need to touch any of this. At 55 miles an hour, and the amount of torque it has off the line, it's just perfect. Honestly, the top end speed, the way this thing just handles is really perfect out of the box. You can tell that the engineers took their time. They did a lot of testing. I don't think they just got lucky on this one. They did a lot of testing with this, and it definitely shows. So let me get into the details. So the first thing is throttle control. So on a car with a short wheelbase, obviously it's wheelie centric. Every time you pull the trigger, you have to be careful not to flip the car over. But with this car, it's a little different. It has enough power in the way the power comes on where you can control the amount of power, and you could actually do maybe a 40-foot wheelie. We pull them off no problem in dirt and on asphalt, and it just makes the car so much fun. When you have control over it, the way it pulls up, you know, off the ground, it just makes it really fun. And in the beginning, it's challenging. You're trying to manipulate the throttle to learn the car, and maybe part of that is the fun. There's a learning curve to this to drive it really nicely. But so the motor that comes with this car has so much torque in it that you can actually pull a wheelie while you're going about 35 miles an hour, like in the middle of the power band, and that's not common in a car like this. So usually you can pull wheelies off the line, and then as it gets up and goes, you're not going to be able to pull a wheelie as it's going, let's say 45 miles an hour. This you can. Even at the end of the power band, if you just hit the throttle a little bit abruptly, you'll pull the front end up, and it just makes it so controllable, so much fun. And the reason why I like this Outcast even better than the 6S is its reliability and the design, in addition to the weight. So you have much more reliable differentials. You have lighter weight, so you have 8 pounds versus 10.5 pounds on the 6S Outcast, and then which just makes it handle better. It feels more lively in the air. It's easier to manipulate. It's much easier to control, and overall, it just has a really good feeling to it. It ends up also being more durable and reliable and easier to work on. I really think this platform is going to be Arrma's #1 platform for 2022 and going forward. I think they're going to capitalize on this and make a lot more designs around this new chassis, the new universals, the new EXP differentials, the new suspension, the new shock towers, the longer chassis. They're going to probably come out with a whole bunch of cars based on this platform. It's that good. One of the things that I can tell you that the car does need, it's not a big deal, is a net. When you're driving this in dirt, a lot of the dirt will accumulate in the gearbox, and of course that could hurt the motor. When you have sand in the gearbox, you have your pinion, your spur grinding, and eventually you can damage the pinion, spur, and possibly the motor. So you're going to either want to get a net for the top of this thing, or you're going to have to clean it after every run. You have to open up the gearbox, just clean it out, and make sure you got all the sand out of there, and you'll be fine. Please like the video, share it. If you have comments, please leave them below. If you want to buy from us and support the shop, please, you're in the tri-state area, come to our hobby shop. Signing off, this is the Arrma Outcast 2022 review, and like I said, this is my pick for the year. So this is my RC car of the year, and we hope you like the video. Have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.